What's up, everybody? So, Pink and I are back. We're doing a reaction video on this video here, which is entitled Girl Talk, 6 Signs Someone's Doing Witchcraft on You. It's a must watch, it says. So, Pink showed me this video a while back when I first moved here from Florida. And it's interesting because it's a point of view of from a Christian woman of how witches are and how they act in the magical world, you know, how they view it and how scary it is to them. So I have not seen this video yet. She wanted me to watch it and I said, let's do it as a reaction video instead. So I have seen like the first like 30 seconds, but and then I stopped it and I was like, let's do a reaction video on this and see, because I'm not going to be a jerk. I'm not going to be negative and just sit there and down the person all the time. I'm going to look at it overall to see what she thinks. How other people see us as witches in our witchcraft and the magic that we do. Whether it's positive, negative, what do they think of us? So let's get going. Let's hit play. You have anything to say about that? Any reactions? Have you seen this whole video?
I have seen what Christians think about us. Actually, I like to eat popcorn and watch some of these videos.
Have you seen this one though?
I did a while ago, but
Okay.
I haven't actually watched it in a long time, so it's kind of like fresh eyes. I do remember her, but that's about
She's
it.
very popular person.
Yeah.
Love Your Natural. She's got over 1 million subscribers, so she's very popular. So, but I know her. Well, let's see.
Hey best friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's Juicy Girl Talk video, we are going to be talking about a topic that I've never covered on my channel. This is 6 ways to know if someone has done witchcraft on you. I see that it's like a thing on TikTok now. Girls are exposing themselves. You know, they're saying things like...
Okay, so at least she's breaking from the formula of top 10. So we've got this weird number of 6.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of too. Was 6 is a weird number. It's like, 14 ways to.
Usually it's like, no, 10 ways. And then you get these people talking about, 10 things to know you're a witch, and then they go on to some craziness. Like, if you stop at a red light and then wished it was green and it turns green, you must be a witch. It's like, okay, whatever. Anyway, so let's watch. But I love her energy, though. Her energy is like really great. I can see why she has 1 million subscribers.
I can see that too. She's also a very pretty girl, so I can see why people are kind of like, watching her and seeing what her reactions are to things. So yeah, you know what? I'm interested.
Yep. Okay, here we go. And this video has gotten 97,000 views, so almost 98,000 views so far. It's been up for less than a year. So
Oh.
yeah. All right, here we go.
Like, oh, when your man is all attached to you, little do he know I put this in his food, I did this, I did that, or it's vice versa. Guys, you can pay attention to this video too. I feel like witchcraft is not talked about enough. It's very prominent, it's very real. I feel like some people are probably scared to talk about it, or some people...
So I already love that she says, witchcraft is very real. At least she's not in denial. Like a lot of Christians will be like, well, I guess most Christians, in order to keep that fear-mongering going, they actually will mention, like, how real witchcraft is and everything, and how, to kind of keep that.
And to go with what she's saying, I mean, it's very true. I put things in your food, too. I put a lot of herbs in his food, actually. And my intention is for him to enjoy it and eat it, so...
So I guess she's saying that witches... you got to be careful with your food because people may put stuff in it, like spells and stuff. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, be careful when you go to bars of who puts shit in your drinks and everything. But I don't know about food with witches and stuff like that. I mean, look, I'm sure there's spells out there, and I'm sure witches in the past, and it is a thing in witchcraft if you... at least it used to be where you could sprinkle things in a person's food, and we talk about it sometimes today, like where you'll make cookies and you'll put like things in it to make it happy, or to make it like give it a certain energy. So you know what? I have to say she's not all that wrong. I don't think that it's as prominent as she says it is, though.
It's not always a negative thing either.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
People don't believe that is true. But if you from the Caribbean, I'm Haitian. Shout out to my Zoes, Sakafet. I'm Haitian. If you Haitian, Jamaican, listen, even Hispanic.
Okay. She's Haitian. So right away, the Haitian culture is very, very, as most of us know, is very, very into magic. Is very, very into, at least not all of them, but I'd say, let's be real, a large part of the Haitian culture is very much into magic and into that side of things like voodoo and hoodoo and whatnot, where there's going to be curses and stuff like that happen. So, that being said, I can see now why she's so passionate about this, about what she's saying, because she's actually from a culture where this is very real and happens all the time, especially in Haiti.
Yeah.
But so let's see, let's continue.
Hispanics, they practice Santeria. Some of them, okay. Let me just say, by the way, I'm not a witch of any kind. I love God. You guys know I talk about God in like all of my channels. But this is something that ever since I was a little girl, my mom used to always warn me about. And I'm gonna for all of you ladies who are not aware of the things that people can do to you, I'm gonna bring light to it because I wouldn't want any of you to go through the pain of someone doing something to you, okay? And if you feel like in this video I'm describing all the symptoms you've been having, I'm also gonna give you a way to solve that, to get the spell off of you. I know it probably sounds crazy what I'm about to say, but I feel like I really have to say it, especially now that it's being brought to TikTok. Yeah, I gotta put you guys on game, and you know, especially you guys.
Okay, TikTok. Enough said. I just can't do, especially witch talk.
It's not something I actually watch. I don't even have TikTok. There's too much stuff out there nowadays. I mean, I don't agree with the fact that people only have like a 10-second attention span. So, yeah. I could watch more than a 10-second video. In fact, I prefer it.
Okay, here we go.
Out there, just so you guys, you know what I'm saying, cannot be taken advantage of, because it's crazy out here. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Bella Gang. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Okay, best friend, so boom. How do you know if someone has done witchcraft on you, okay? Oh my God, I got goosebumps just talking about it, but it needs to be talked about. So number one, ladies, this is something that you need to do, okay? If you ever have a man come over your house, after he leaves, always make sure that you check underneath the bed. Woo, please, check.
Sorry.
Check underneath the bed. All right, let's hear what she has to say. Let's hear what she has to say. Come on.
I'm sorry. Go, wait. Okay.
Check underneath the bed. If you find like your panties in like a cup and some just concoction involving your underwear, just know the guy that you're dating is heavy on the witchcraft. Okay, that's number one.
All right, no, wait.
Sorry, I know. You know what? Maybe in Haiti.
Yeah, no, this is actually true. I do know people that do this. Like, I know people that really practice this type of witchcraft. My daughter, for instance, likes to shove things underneath her bed. Various forms of clothing, like underwear, shirts, toys, shoes, and not just in a cup, just all the way, right? I'll be like, clean your room, right? And I think it's going to take her hours and hours to clean it. 15 minutes later, it's like, wow, what happened in here, right? So always check under the bed, because that is a big one.
I think what's funny, I mean, listen, I'm not here to make fun of anybody, and I think that what she's talking about is probably legit. I just think I've just never heard of it before, and I think it's funny when it's like you say, like, check, if a man comes over your house, or I guess if you're a man and a woman comes over your house, if you have that kind of company, the first thing you want to do as soon as they leave is look under the bed and make sure that your panties or their panties or somebody's panties are not in a cup.
You know, that's why I got the platform bed here. That's why I wanted that.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say don't have a bed that you can stuff crap under. and we're good to go. This is an anti-witch thing. So rule number 1 as a witch, no underneath the bed. Make it so that you have like a platform bed so nobody can stick anything underneath your bed.
Witch tips.
See, we're coming up with our own.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on. I just think it's funny, a cup with underwear. I mean, that's original. That's really original. But anyway, you know what? It's probably a legit thing in maybe overseas or something. I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but here we go.
Number 2, throw it out. Throw it out, burn it, do what you gotta do, throw it out, because they have placed a spell on you so that you can F with him forever.
So, sorry, I totally agree. If you do happen to find panties of any sorts in a cup, in a concoction in a cup under your bed, definitely throw it out.
Yeah.
I can agree with that, because there's no reason to hold on to it.
Who wouldn't?
Sometimes you may think, damn, why I'm so stupid? Like, this guy is cheating on me. He's treating me bad, but I can't seem to let him go. A lot of times we think it's us. Nah, you know that witchcraft is very real. People can do a spell on you where all you see is them. So be very careful who you invite in your life. Be very careful who you invite inside your kitty cat, because you could be literally sleeping with the devil.
Your kitty cat?
Yeah.
Don't let... Be careful who you invite into your kitty cat. All right, then. You know what this reminds me of? Remember that? Have you ever seen that movie Shallow Hal?
Yeah.
Like where it's like a spell is put on the guy, but it's actually a brainwashing thing. It's like where he kind of like...
He sees the inner beauty on the outside.
So, you know what? There are spells out there to, love spells, I guess you would call it, but they're on the negative side. Where people are like, hey, I want this person to only see me and be infatuated with me. You just don't see it very often.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Literally, like I have shakes thinking about it. I remember in Haiti, my mother, I lightly touched on the subject on my last video, but I remember in Haiti, my mom told me that my grandmother, her stepfather had put her panties with blood or some kind underneath my grandmother's bed, and she was sleeping, and something told her to check underneath her bed, and my mom's stepfather had, put his little black magic, whatever concoction underneath the bed so that my grandmother would stay with him. She found it and cursed his ass out and broke up with him. And it's just scary because it's like...
By the way, I just want people to know that when those emojis pop up, that's on her side of the video, not mine. I didn't do that. That's her making the laugh things herself. So, anyway.
Is this supposed to be a joke?
Huh?
Is this supposed to be a joke, or?
It's not supposed to be a joke. I mean, no, she's serious. I just think that she put up an emoji of it laughing because she said her grandmother dumped his ass. When she found that concoction in her panties underneath the bed, and it was put there by him, she dumped his ass, so she's like, ha ha ha, you son of a gun. That's how I'll teach you to put my
She got
panties.
a platform bed.
Yeah. I'll teach you to soak my panties in Kool-Aid. And it's like, all right.
Imagine how many other women he did that to. And the thing about it is, when you don't catch it in time, you're doomed, okay? So when I say you're doomed, let me tell you exactly why I say that. Number 2, this is how you know someone done witchcraft for you. If you look underneath the bed, you don't see anything, it doesn't stop there, okay? If you notice that you used to be energetic, you get things done, you're not a procrastinator, and then all of a sudden, like even the things that you're passionate about doing, you just don't have the urge to do it anymore. Maybe you are so good at playing basketball, or maybe you're so good at your job, you got promoted, you're really good at your job, and slowly you start slacking. Or maybe, hey, for example, you could be a YouTuber. You always on your game, and out of nowhere, you don't feel like recording anymore. You don't feel like filming. You don't feel like being around people, and the only person you want to be around is that person. Just know that's a sign of witchcraft, okay? If you don't feel like your normal self and you go to the doctor, this is it right here.
So it could also just be that, you you don't want to, you know,
That-
like you burned
that
out about
sounds like
something.
depression to me. I mean, I guess somebody could put a spell on you for depression.
I think the
but-
chances are that if you run into a funk with something in life, more than likely you need to look at yourself and not worry so much about somebody has put a spell on you.
Yeah.
I just don't see that.
I'm just saying there could be other factors, and most likely is a different factor than that.
Yeah, but I think that's, I mean, she's definitely energetic in getting people to think that they have spells on them at every corner. I mean, well, let's see what else she has to say. But I don't agree with that. I believe the first thing you should do if you're feeling like you're in a funk is actually look at yourself and look inside and figure out why, you know, you might be in a funk. Especially if you're like in a situation where you do something all the time. Maybe you're burning out. You know, I actually have a whole video on that, you know, about burnout and stuff like that. You got to look at things like that. It doesn't necessarily mean somebody cast a spell on you. But,
Yeah.
you know, that's why I also have that video on the witch's bottle. You put that
Yeah.
witch's bottle out there, you don't got to worry about it anyway. So, here we go.
You go to the emergency room, right? Because you might feel like you've been having headaches and you normally don't have headaches, or your stomach hurts, you just don't feel well. You go to the hospital and nothing's wrong with you, but you're dying inside. Someone has done black magic on you, and you're probably scared right now, like, oh my God, sis, this is...
She's so sure that everything that happens that might be negative, if you wake up late for work one morning, someone has done black magic on you. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
This is me. I went to the hospital. They said that everything was okay. What do I do? I'm going to explain towards the end of the video what you can do to get that off of you. But I'm just letting you know the symptoms right now. Headaches. You have unexplainable pain. You have the feeling of dying. Maybe you never ever was depressed. All of a sudden you have depression. You have anxiety. And this right here is another one. You have this weird feeling, like one day you can have pain in your under your boobs. The next day you can have a pain by your liver.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. Then like I'll get home and I've had like a long day, like a 12-hour day, and I'm like, oh, my boobs really hurt. I rip off my bra, and I solve my problem.
She also is pointing to her liver on the wrong side of her body. But anyway, that's no big deal. But regardless, yeah, if you feel like you have pains and stuff and like, you know, you feel sick, definitely go to the hospital.
Seek medical attention. Don't look at your friends like they're doing something suspicious.
Yeah, but if they don't have I think she's saying no, but if you go to the hospital and they can't come up with
Yeah.
a solution, then it's a possibility somebody, and you know something? That is a possibility,
Yeah.
especially if you're in the witchcraft community and everything, you know, it is a possibility. So, you know what? But let's see if she has a solution, like she was saying.
Yeah,
Let's
I'd like
carry
to know
on.
a solution.
Then your stomach, you know, you just never feel well, and you go to the hospital. They tell you there's nothing wrong. I'm sorry, someone has done something to you. And the thing about witchcraft is you never know who is it. Because if someone does witchcraft, number one, they're not going to tell you. Hell no, they're not going to tell you. And number two is usually the people that you never would think that would do witchcraft on you. Okay? And I don't want to talk about my personal life, but I'm going to, let me just say what I have to say. So, I went to a spiritual advisor, right? I went to a spiritual advisor. Oh my God, this is like crazy. But I went to a spiritual advisor.
There
There it is. All right. Found it. So spiritual advisors, you got to be really careful about spiritual advisors because not all of them are real spiritual advisors. And they like to prey on people that aren't in the witchcraft community, that aren't too well informed of the metaphysical. And what they do is they prey on these people. And I have a friend who did this actually. And this spiritual advisor told her she had a succubus on her and tried to get her to not only give him a bunch of money but also sleep with him just to get the succubus off of her.
Yes.
And I mean, she was terrified. He really got in her head. No, I mean, it's a serious thing. I mean, because it really can. Like when they're really terrified and they have no idea and they're going to somebody who they think is a professional and they're paying this person and they're like, listen.
He's like, I have He's like, I have a special
the
ghost
succubus serum.
I have a special
right here.
I have a special succubus hose that I can suck the succubus into
but
it.
I mean,
but I need to.
I mean, she didn't do it. She didn't do it, but I mean, I think that's when she started to see it was full of crap. But I mean, what if she didn't see that? You know, and I'm just saying, like, I mean, no, it's a serious thing. Like, and it's people that are stealing from you. I actually had my own run-in with somebody a month ago that swindled me, who's a spiritual advisor, and it wasn't anything that it wasn't like money-wise, totally, but it wasn't something that I went to see her for. She actually came to me, and I was very upset by it. And then she tried to turn it around and call me the swindler. So I was like, what? I'm like, I'm not putting any money down on this, you know. So it's just, they are out there and they're everywhere.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those, with that crowd
Yeah.
of the spiritual advisors and things like that. Not that all of them are horrible. I mean, I guess there's some that are good. I've never really had an experience with them before. I've always done my own spiritual advising. But yeah, let's move on.
And he told me all of the things I'm telling you, because I told him I haven't been myself and I don't know what's wrong with me. And he was like, one of your friends did something to you so that, you know, you won't get any views on your videos. And, you know, he was saying like a whole bunch of.
One of your friends is doing this to you. That's like, with friends like that, who needs enemas? That's all I'm saying. I'm just.
Yeah.
Why is it always one of your friends that are doing something to you? Why, you know, anyway.
Stuff that this person I let in my home did something. He told me to go check something in my house, and it was some weird. I don't want to get into it because that is crazy. It was something weird. Anyways, long story short, I was scared out of my mind. Like, okay, what do I do? He said, number one, stop letting people in your home because you don't know who does witchcraft. And he was like, it's three people in your life who are heavy into that you.
No more friends over your house except for me. Invite me, and I can give you that special succubus tube that'll cure you. It's who's not going to invite any of their friends over there? Like, stop inviting people over your. Stop inviting friends over your house. That's number one. No more friends over your house. So this is the solution.
Yeah,
number one. No more friends over your house.
But you know what? This is actually something that they do because, and I don't know who her spiritual advisor is, but it definitely seems like somebody like, so like you see this in abusive relationships too. Somebody is trying to get you away from your friends so your friends can't go, man, that guy is full of crap. Like, you know what I mean? So if he can get her against her friends, then he can get her on his side. And get her to kind of eat out of his hand with everything that he's saying. So I don't know what she's saying she found. You know, maybe he told her to check the trash for eggshells, and she's like, shit, I didn't have any eggs. You know, there was eggshells there. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm not really believing this whole spiritual advisor to be a good person. That's just me.
Okay, let's see.
You do not know about. That freaked me out because I'm such a naive person that, you know, when I'm cool with someone, I don't think that you're going to do any witchcraft on me. Like, I'm cool with you. I share my jewelry. I share my clothes with you if I have to. That's another no-no. Do not let anyone borrow your shirt, wear your panties, okay?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I used to let my friend wear my shirt all the time, and
What about your panties, though?
not my underwear. But she used to ruin my shirts all the time, so I stopped letting her do it.
I remember I used to let all my friends wear my underwear, but I'm not gonna allow it anymore, though.
It's just there's a line.
You know, I'm not. My friends are not allowed to wear my underwear anymore. Okay, here we go.
If you are on your period, I know this sounds crazy, but don't tell anyone that you're on your period because they will literally go into the bathroom, take your pad, and do something with the blood. I'm like, I don't want you guys to think that I'm crazy or this doesn't happen. This happens. I'm gonna get on period blood next because that's how women get men. So if you're a guy watching this, stay tuned because I gotta get into that too. And he pretty much said that someone did witchcraft so that I won't elevate and succeed. It's crazy because he was like, it was one of your friends. And of course, none of my friends nobody will ever admit it. So the only thing he could do for me was he had me sage my whole house. And mind you, I was getting migraines. I was getting nightmares. I felt like people were trying to like do something to me in my dreams. And he asked me that too. He was like, by the way, do you have, out of nowhere, have you been having really bad dreams? I'm like, yeah, like it's crazy. Like somebody's passing something to me. That's when he was like, someone has seriously did witchcraft on you. That brings me to the third step. If you have a dream that someone's passing something to you or an envelope, something with powder in it, oh my God.
So she had a dream that somebody gave her an envelope of powder? That's pretty specific. That's... All right, here we go.
If you have a dream that somebody throws powder on you or gives you an envelope and the envelope is powder, you need to go, run, find you a really good spiritual advisor. The thing about spiritual advisors is that they be on point, okay? They're like...
Depends on how much money you give them.
Prophets. They like, I know a lot of people's probably gonna be like, girl, if you believe in God, you're not supposed to believe in prophets. I get it, I understand. But I do feel like there's people placed on this earth that can literally, like they can tell you, it's intuition, and they can tell you when someone has done witchcraft on you. There's some spiritual advisors that's here to help you, okay? There's some others that's, you know, if you want to kill somebody or whatever, you can go to them and they'll do that deed. Stay away from those type of psychics because they will try to do something to you. I never trust a psychic that tell me, hey, oh, if you have beef with someone, you want me to kill them. That's not a spiritual advisor you want to be mixed with, because they with the devil. You want to meet someone that is that's religious. Like my spiritual advisor, oh my God, my spiritual advisor she was amazing. Not only she told me who did witchcraft on me, but she was able to
It's a she. I thought it was a he. Where did I get that?
I don't know, but okay. Isn't like are there like spiritual advisors who are Christian, like who are like very religious?
Yeah.
Isn't that like anti like Christianity to have spiritual advisors like who talk about witchcraft and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, it is. And she's right. There are bad ones out there, but I don't know if she knows which one's which.
Well, I mean, look, we all know there's witches out there, and that and I believe that there's people out there that can probably sense whether you've had some kind of witchcraft put on you or something like that. But you all being witches out there for the most part are something as magical people can probably tell yourself whether this is happening. So it's probably different for us because we're all magical people anyhow, so we can already sense these things and know if something's happening. We also have mostly, if you are a magical person out there, which again most of our audience is, you also have protections in place, most likely already. Again, your witch's bottles or your pentagrams over your windows and doors, or, you know, what have you, the evil eyes and whatnot hanging in your house and whatnot, you know, of what you might have to protect yourself. So we already have these protections in place, so it's a little bit different for us. But I could see if she's talking to the in general audience out there, where this could actually, where she could get some attention there, you know, like is she, because people who don't know any better, you know.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing I saw recently in a video where they talked about protection. Somebody, this YouTuber, was talking about that if you're a beginning witch and you automatically are protected because of ignorance, because you don't know any better, you automatically have this protection around you, which I do not believe or agree with at all. That's like saying, like, to the police, I didn't know you weren't allowed to rob a house, so it's okay that I did. I mean, it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's why the first things you learn in witchcraft actually is all about protections, because the first thing you want to do is protect yourself.
Yeah,
so,
especially if you're introducing yourself to that community and you may come into somebody who's isn't happy with you for whatever reason. So, you know, but so well, let's see.
I went to her. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Let me just tell you guys how to fix it, okay? Wait, before I tell you guys how to fix it, let me just finish telling you guys what she did for me to get it off me. So she saged my house, and then she gave me a spiritual bath to remove anything that someone ever had did to me. And I had 3 baths, right? And I'm gonna explain the 3 baths later on in this video. But let me just say one more thing if someone did witchcraft on you. Oh, the period blood. So if a female, this is for the guys out there, if you ever at a chick's house and she offer you food, please pray over that food. Matter of fact, don't even pray over it. I don't know. All right, so I don't know how you guys can differentiate if someone puts something in your food or not. No, this is the hardest thing for any person to protect themselves from. So what I was gonna say is,
she says, if you're over a girl's house and she puts something in food, if you're over a girl's house and she's making you food, she's going to put something in your food.
Yeah, but
That's
she's talking,
not going to be period blood.
but she's talking about the. First of all, for some reason, she
no,
has this impression that everybody out there is like gonna be a witch or some kind of bad person, some kind of witchcraft person who's gonna just do these things. So it's kind of like the advice she's giving is like, if you go, she's getting ready to tell everybody.
Yeah.
If you're a man and you go to have dinner over a girl's house, I don't know what she's gonna say, because there's no way you're not gonna eat the food, because. Well, how do you do that one? Well, I'd like to, this is a beautiful meal. Thank you very much, Jeanette, for making this. It's a beautiful meal, but I just need you to know I can't eat this because I'm just not sure if you, period bled in my food. So I'm going to have to,
That's
I'm going to
the end of that day.
I'm going to have to push it away. Now, if we do call Domino's, we can chow on that and I know we're good to go. But until I get to know you better, I'm gonna have to pass.
You know, and here's the other thing I don't like is, and this is something that I don't like, is she's painting witches as these people that are like evil doers.
Everything's bad, right?
And that is.
How come
most
she? Oh,
likely
you know, that's a good. Yeah.
What we are not doing, especially these friends of hers. If these are friends of hers, they're not going to keep her from elevating. You know, they're not going to keep her from doing these things that she's saying. And say she does have a friend that's not a friend of hers, and she should seek out who that person is and cut them from her life. But she needs to be more open-minded about witches.
Yeah, how come she's not saying anything about if you don't have a job and you look like your whole life's getting ready to collapse and all of a sudden you get a great job and life starts looking great? That's probably witchcraft. Somebody probably cast a spell on you to do better. How come none of that's in there?
And that could be it.
Like we just did.
But
We personally just did a spell where I have a friend back in Florida who's switching homes, has a new home she's getting ready to move into, and we did some poppet magic because before we did the poppet magic, she didn't have a place to live. We literally did the poppet magic, and the very next day, and trust me, I'm not all magic works this fast and this awesome, but we're awesome. So no, seriously, the very next day, she had a home. She texted us, I got a place. I signed not signed anything. I put a deposit down tomorrow. And she did. This is last week. Mm-hmm. So she's good to go now. Now she's got a new place to live and everything's great. How come, so magic works for sure.
I mean, it can be used for, you can do anything with energy. You can do it for positive, you can do it with negative stuff, and it's all what you put into that energy, but she's painting in a light that it's all negative. And it really isn't.
Yeah, but she's Christian too, so the Christians, it is all negative. There is no good witchcraft in Christianity.
That's true.
Let's move on.
Is that a lot of women, if they feel like you're the love of their life and they don't ever want you to leave them alone, and a woman wants you all to herself, what a person that does witchcraft will do, they will take their period blood and put it in your food, or they will take their period blood and do some type of ritual with it, so that even when you're not in love with her, you just desire her. Or like if you try, and if you try to leave her, this is scary. If you try to leave her, you're going to feel like really bad pains. You're not going to feel like yourself. You're going to feel like almost like a zombie. I remember my cab driver told me long time ago in Haiti that his brother was dating someone, and the brother ate this lady's food, his girlfriend's food at the time, and immediately, like, he just felt really, he was really sick, really ill. And come to find out, they went to their spiritual advisor, and the spiritual advisor told them that the lady put period blood in the food, and so she can stay with him. But the thing is, he didn't love her, and he was trying to leave her. So every time, all right. So once she found out that it didn't work, and he was trying to leave her, that the period blood that he ate made him very, very sick. He couldn't work. He couldn't find love. The only way for him to reverse it, my cab driver told me, was that their mother would have to take her period blood and do something with it. Like, I forgot what he said, but you guys, you want to hear the worst thing about this story?
Her mother, like, how old is her mother now? And I mean, this is getting real. Like, we're gonna go. Now we're gonna go back generations.
The mother has to put period blood to counteract her period blood.
Okay.
There's a lot of period blood going around here.
There's a lot of blood being thrown around. Yep.
His brother was never healed. The lady ended up marrying someone else, and the brother was never the same. He had a tumor. He ended up, like, he was really sick for 2 years, and he ended up dying. This lady, listen, he ended up dying because their mother passed away. Hold on. Sorry, you guys, my sister's outside. We're supposed to go out, but I really want to finish this video. So, long story short, their mom died. So there was no way, the spiritual advisor said, I'm sorry, there's no way that I can reverse what she did to you, because your mom died, and that's the only woman that can reverse it. So I say that to say this, guy.
That's horrible.
Okay, that is not.
That's
Anybody
horrible.
who's ever done witchcraft knows that there's many different avenues you can take to get to this one thing that you're trying to do. And, you know, if one avenue isn't something that you would like to do, there's always a different one that you can take, and you're going to get relatively the same results.
Yeah.
So,
that
being said, just because his mom is dead, unfortunate as that is, doesn't mean he's going to get a tumor and die because he ate this girl's food. That is just totally...
I agree.
I think that, you know, the cab driver fed her a line. She's like, really? And kind of ate that one up.
Yep. No, I agree. It's easy. Again, she said it earlier. She's naive. So she said it herself.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let's see.
Don't see a pretty girl and think that you can trust her and that she won't do anything to you, okay? Matter of fact, when you start dating someone, go see a spiritual advisor and just, you know, just tell the spiritual advisor their first and last name and ask them, like, is this person into witchcraft or whatever? They will tell you. If I were you, I would get the green light from a spiritual advisor before you just start falling in love.
It almost makes me think, like, at the end of the video, she's going to go, by the way, I'm a spiritual advisor. Please write me at P.O. Box 1774329. And, you know, because she really is selling the spiritual advisor thing.
yeah,
It's
I
like,
wonder if she has some link below. Have we checked?
we should check later. All right, here we go.
Love with just anybody, because like I said, nobody will tell you that they do witchcraft, and by the time you find out, it's gonna be too late for you. There was a YouTuber she briefly, like, she talked about what happened to her. She almost died, and come to find out, her spiritual advisor said it was someone trying to kill her that she does not know. So I say that to say this video for me was very, very important. I really don't want to touch this subject, but I feel like it was needed to be said. A lot of people don't understand that this is very real. It's happening. And the only way for you to
She acts like it's a pandemic or something.
Yeah, and that people, like witches, are out to kill you. And I think that was the panic that happened before they just started offing people in Salem.
Yeah, that was
know?
And there was
so
also
you gotta be careful with that. You can't just go saying stuff like that. So
it's kind of painting a really bad picture. I agree with that, of witches, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
But all right.
Not get touched by this is you gotta be so. You have to build your relationship with God, okay? You gotta build your relationship with God. Stop giving. Don't ever give out your personal items to anyone. Before you accept food from anybody, make sure that you watch them cook it. Don't just, you know, especially to you dudes out there, don't just come over to your shorty's house and she's like, oh babe, I cooked for you. Here you go, and you just eat it.
You're
okay.
like,
All right.
we're gonna have to redo this. Can you cook that one more time, please? It's just, come on.
I just feel like if you're cooking something, it's gonna be a little awkward with somebody standing over your shoulder, like, I'm just making sure you're not poisoning me or doing something witchy to my food. I mean, come on, like.
Maybe they could just ask.
If you don't,
are you on your period right now?
If you don't trust somebody to that point, maybe you really shouldn't eat their food, and maybe you shouldn't be over their house at all.
You know what? That is a great point. If
Yeah.
you really have that kind of mistrust, then you shouldn't be going over there period anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I almost said period. But I think we should pass it around enough. Anyway, okay.
Like, no, if you don't see her cooking it, if I were you, I wouldn't even eat that food like that. And if you Haitian, you know, our parents always told us, like, be careful from eating from people. My mom's, friend passed away because she ate some lady's food, some witch's food in Haiti that gave her food that killed her. They was playing, and then when they took a nap, and when they finished taking a nap, my mom's friend was stone cold. The lady killed her from the food
I hate that she's painting that picture that all the negativity really around witches,
Yeah.
and but anyway.
whatever she put in the food. So be very, very careful of that. Like I said, if you feel these symptoms and you feel like someone has done witchcraft on you, calm down, don't panic. Go to a spiritual advisor. They're gonna give you something to sage your house. And if it's really bad, like it has something to do with your health, they're gonna give you baths. Sometimes you might have to take 3 baths. The baths consist of like leaves and different things, whatever. And you just wash your body with it. And I guess you
I know. What happens if the spiritual advisor doesn't like you and
Okay.
starts?
No, these baths that cleanse yourself, this is stuff that witches do all the time. So,
Yeah, the spiritual advisor.
I am just really confused from what she is saying right now. She's all over the board. So she is.
Witches are terrible and evil.
Witches are terrible and evil. But then go see this spiritual advisor.
Which is a witch.
Which is a witch. And get the special cure concoction, whatever.
So spiritual advisor is a safe place in the Christian religion, I guess. It's
I don't
okay
know.
to have a spiritual advisor.
I mean, so what? You take the word witch and you put spiritual advisor in front of it and cross out the word witch, and all of a sudden it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
All right, here we go.
You wash your body with it, and you can't take a shower for the next 48 hours or something like that. They will tell you. I don't know, but someone literally did it to me. That's why I had to do this video, because you guys know anything I go through, I like to use my testimony to help other people. So like I said before, if you're not feeling yourself, this video is a sign. You didn't watch this video on purpose. And in the meantime, stay prayed up. Like, also, if you've been having really nightmares and you can't afford to have a spiritual advisor, what you can do is sleep with your Bible, read Psalms 23, or wake up out your sleep and pray. Say, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Cover me with the blood of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Cover me, Lord, cover me. And you will be okay, all right? But in the meantime, remember what I said. Don't be so trusting with other people, okay? Because it's crazy out here. And I hope you guys stay prayed up. I love you. Until next time, Bella Gang or No Gang. Woo, I feel like this is the most spookiest video I ever did. And I hope I wasn't all over the place. I was just trying to give you guys all the information, child. I love you guys. Mwah.
All right. So there it is. So, all right. No, I thought, okay, so here's my opinion. Here's what I say. Mine is that, 1, yes, she was all over the place. But you know what? So what? 2, I don't like the picture she painted of witches and everything's negative all the time. But, again, I think it also is because she's from another culture. And I think, but even in the Haitian culture, I think that it's not I think all these witches aren't all negative all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, but,
Well,
and I could see where being from there, where she's probably a little gun shy with stuff like this.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff she said, though, was just kind of ridiculous. How are you supposed to live life in fear like that constantly?
Yeah, I feel like this is learned behavior.
Yeah.
I feel like, this she didn't just pop out of the blue one day and say, you know what, I hate witches. This is learned behavior. And she's talking about other people's experiences that have also had this learned behavior about witches, and some stories may be true, some stories may be embellished, some stories may be completely out of nowhere concocted. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak on those experiences, but what I can tell you is that she seems to not really know what a witch is.
I can agree with that.
And I think that's
I think she has the interpretation
Yeah.
of what she grew up with, which was
Yeah.
she was probably told from the time she was a little girl, especially being Haitian, that magic is a bad thing and that witches are bad people. And, you know, I'm sure her family probably filled that with her head, so hence she just spits it back out.
yeah, yeah,
That's what she was conditioned to grow up believing,
yeah.
which is sad, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I hope her opinion changes. You know, I hope that she can be more open-minded to
Well,
that kind of culture.
She will be if one of those spiritual advisors comes out and says, "By the way, I'm a witch." Then she
I don't
maybe
know. Then she start washing off the bats. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wash these leaves off.
Oof.
But you know, I hope that she does open her mind a little bit and gets to know witches and gets to know that they can be very good people, and the ones who aren't, she shouldn't have in her life. And that's in general, whether they're witches or not. If they don't have good intentions for you, get them out of your life.
Yeah, but definitely, you know, for her to say like stop inviting friends over your house and stuff like that is just a trip. But I don't know. Anyway, so listen, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Just a little reaction video to fill the gaps. We'll get back to some educational episodes coming up real soon. I think the next video I'm doing is on auras. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Ring that little bell. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, don't forget my Patreon account, and link down in the link below, and also my Facebook and Instagram, and all that good stuff. You know, it's all linked down in the description below. So we'll see you guys later on. We'll talk at you later, and good to go.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.